also impact. So it's a big story for another day. So how many of you have children in the school system today? All right, that's a lot of you. So like in the morning, we all heard Desh talk about when there's a problem, you either sit back, complain, or do something about it. I spend 30 minutes of my day, every single day, going to pick up my daughter from school, waiting in my car, waiting in a student dismissal problem in schools across the country. So as any problem when you face in your daily life, you come back home, you Google for a solution, right? Everybody? Yeah, we did that. We found nothing. There was no solution, and we realized that every school nationwide, by the way, there are 250,000 schools nationwide, who go through this problem. There are over 100 million parents trying to pick their kid up from school right in the middle of their work day. So you lose 20 to 30 minutes of your work day just trying to pick up your kid from school, which is so mundane. And I don't even want to talk about security. Today we spend more technology in guarding milk and eggs in a grocery store than actually what we use to protect our kids from school. It is embarrassing, but really true. You can actually drive up to any school today nationwide and pick up any kid, and the only thing what the school relies on is old school visual identification techniques, few clipboards, sticky notes, walkie-talkies, and a bunch of teachers thrown at solving the problem. And they are teachers, they're great at what they do, they teach. What we want them to do is to manage the dismissal process, and I actually want you, oh, there it is, yay. My time starts now? All right, so.
Just continue with what you were saying.
Okay.
Slide.
There's just a,
I have no idea.
okay. Okay, so that picture is pretty familiar to all of you. What we intend doing is our solution provides a smart, simple, and safe solution for schools nationwide. Smart, we use today's technology. It's a smart technology. We have identification management, algorithms in the back end. We want to keep the process absolutely simple for the stakeholders, the parents and the teachers who are in the front line of actually the whole process. We give them real-time mobile alerts. Parents interact with the system using their mobile phones. We give teachers, empower them with an iPad, which actually gives a visual representation of where every kid is, where they need to go. With a simple swipe of every kid on the iPad, there's instantaneous alerts to parents. It's a lot safer. Like I mentioned, it is embarrassing but true that we use more technology to guard milk and eggs in a grocery store than what we use to protect our kids. We want to change that. PikMyKid has a solution which makes sure the kids are cued properly, dismissed orderly, always in the right car or the bus. And the teachers know exactly where every kid needs to go at every single time. Business opportunity is phenomenal. There are 100 million parents who go through this every single day. A product overview of how it actually looks. After having started last year, I'm happy to have an overwhelming response wherein we have over 250 schools today trying to get into the PikMyKid system. And did I mention it's completely free for every school nationwide to start using it. It's a couple of hours and they're set and ready to go. This is the team which makes it all happen. And open the floor to questions.
What is your revenue model, and have you started piloting this in schools?
Yeah, we actually started this, we just launched it a month ago, and we are live in a few local schools. Our revenue model is giving it free to schools, but at the same time, charging the parents for download when they interact with the system. To give you an example, one school with an average of 800 students gets live on our system. It's completely free for the schools. Parents download it for $4 for an annual subscription, and we get that's our revenue model.
Do you plan to keep it that way? What I'm curious is how does that affect lower income families?
A very good question, actually. During our initial discovery phase of how actually we need to implement it, we talked to principals, and this is the very question which we were asked, that $4, even though it may seem very trivial for most of us, it does make a difference for low-income families. what we've worked with the principal is each school, we want 100% coverage. So, and we give a bunch of codes to the principal to use at their discretion to make sure there's 100% coverage. In case anybody challenged in a financial perspective, they could get those codes and download for free.
I definitely applaud you seeing a demand out there, and obviously we're all very concerned about this as parents throughout the United States. What is your challenge with the execution model, trying to approach a market as vast as this?
It's funny, when we started off 6 months ago, when we didn't have the product, we thought our challenges would be in a completely different, would be marketing, would be actually getting the message out. And but now, having launched it a month ago, the kind of response we've gotten is overwhelming. We're talking to school districts in Australia and Europe, in all over the country, who are just reaching out to us because we're the only solution right now. And so the problem right now is a completely different aspect, which is actually scaling and finding the right team and finding the funds to keep our back end in order before we can get to that kind of growth.
How much has been invested so far?
We had a seed round, we put in 250,000. Right now we are in for a Series A for $1.5 million.
My question is, when you sell to school districts and schools, there's a long sales cycle. There's a lot involved, and there's also some liability issues from legal perspective that's involved. Have you thought through all of that?
Yes. It's funny you mentioned the liability part of it. That's very interesting because right now, there's absolutely, the principal is on the hook for everything and anything which happens in their schools. What we're giving them is actually a tool for them to manage the process and actually make people accountable in the system. So exactly at 2:30 the kids go home, which teacher at what point in time has delegated or onboarded the kid to which car or bus is actually trackable, and it can be generated in form of reports. So actually the liability would be far less when the school boards realize what PikMyKid actually enables them to do. Right now, like I said, it's clipboards, sticky notes, and all kinds of stuff. But with our system, it's completely paperless, and it's very intelligent, and we are actually in the process of talking to a few school boards, and they love the whole concept where we're moving to.